Good morning, Ma.
Good morning, Ben.
And
Hello, student.
hello,
I thought we were
student.
supposed to do
Yeah,
it
I think together, yeah, but it's hard to.
Yeah.
It's fine. So you get it. We tried to do it. We try to match up and do it together. So hopefully you already watched the videos of last week's session. Ma, we're gonna go over all those stuff again right now for a couple of minutes as a recap for you guys and a recap for Mama as well. So I'm just gonna delete everything in here. So feel free to delete whatever you have in your source files. Gonna restart all over and do it really quickly in this quick video. We're actually gonna go through all these green little beautiful items that I just set up in a table, which we'll upload onto the course page as well, so you could grab the tags that we already learned so you could practice with them. If we could go quickly, let's go quickly through these just to refresh what they're all about. So the HTML tag we said is a wrapper thing that we just put in every HTML page. We then said that every page has a head and has a body. The head stuff has all that background information such as the title, which gives the page its title. The body contains the actual content of the page itself, and it wraps around everything that will be in the body itself. We then learned about titles or headlines, and we learned about H1 through H6 that enabled us to create all these different various headlines. And last but not least, we also created a paragraph. So that's what we've done so far, and don't worry about copying or writing this all down, because I'll make sure that it's a download available for you in the course page as well. And let's throw this aside and let me show you what is our assignment in this video. So I just started with a new promotion on Zero to Geek, which is that enables, well, this might not be available while you guys are watching this course, but right now we're in March 2013. We have one of our courses that we're basically letting our students decide what the price of it will be. We're just experimenting to see how people react to it. So far, really amazing. A lot of people actually go and pay the full price, which is awesome. Really, really awesome. It's kind of amazing to see how many cool people are out there in the world. And literally, we have a blog page, and in our blog page, there's a couple of images, there's some text, a couple of links, and there's the buttons that enable you to choose what will be the price of this specific course, this XML course. What we're going to do, we're not going to build the full page right now here, but we're going to build the majority of the page without the design. Now, by the way, if you do have a blog, some of the stuff that we're doing right now will be very familiar, because you'll be able to go into the code and create all these little elements. So we're going to start off, though, by just starting with the basic tags that we had in our HTML file. So let's get started. So I'm going to go back into my code editor, and in our code editor, I'm going to basically take the text that I have here and slowly copy paste it into our editor. So I'm going to go into my Sublime Text 2. You could use whatever editor of your choice. It really doesn't matter. So the first thing that I'm going to do, let me just move the mic so I could get closer to my keyboard, because this is not very comfy. All right, so this is a little bit better. Hopefully I'm not like too close to the camera, but I don't know because I can't see the camera.
Nah, you look
Not too
okay.
bad. I look okay. Thanks,
All
Mom.
of you is nice.
All right, so let's start. So we have our HTML, which we said is mandatory. Every single HTML page has an HTML tag, and that basically bounds everything inside of it. The idea behind it is literally that you won't put stuff outside of it. So search engines, browsers will be able to find your content. It gives it organization that enables the software to know what to do with it. So we put everything inside of an HTML tag. Now in it we said everything has a head. So let's put that head instead of stuttering. And we're going to put a body as well, because everything has a body. And I'm going to close that body up. So this is basically what I would do with any single page, no matter what. Next stage, I want to put our promotions. I'm going to put a title, which is, we learned about the title already. And I'm going to give it a title. So let's give it a title. How about we'll call it Zero to Geek HTML. Well, it's actually going to be our XML course that we're featuring. So our Zero to Geek XML training power to the people, which is basically our idea of giving you the power to decide what the price of our course is going to be. So if we go into our page, back into our HTML, we'll click on refresh. We'll see that we failed to load because I probably renamed the file. So let me find that file quickly. Yep, I called it attributes. So I'm going to throw that right in there. So now we can see that H0 to Geek, XML training, power to the people, and all is well in the world. So back into our code editor, we'll continue with our code. So we said that we learned also about the H1 tag. So let's find one something that would be well, for our copy, let's just build a new H1 tag, something that would be relevant for our users when they're watching it. So how about we call it just something to catch people's eyes? We'll call it power to the people. Excellent. Phones in the background are always useful when you're doing a recording. And let's create a paragraph. We've learned about a paragraph, and a paragraph basically just enables you to put a chunk of copy. So I'm going to copy this block of copy, and I want this paragraph to come in. Now, I do want to show you why do we put a paragraph, because you might think, well, why don't I just copy all of this, go into my HTML, instead of putting a paragraph, just paste that whole thing in, right? That seems logical, right? Okay. And I might break a line here, right? Because we want it to have a space in between. But the problem with HTML is that HTML doesn't respect line breaks, and doesn't respect when you put an enter. So when I do that, you'll see that all of our copy will be all condensed all together. So to fix that problem, we'll go back into our editor and basically tell HTML that from here until here, this is a P tag, a paragraph. And we're going to put here another paragraph. And by the way, we discovered also something that you'll discover as well when you use Word or any other text editor and you're trying to create your page. If I'm going to go here inside and just click on refresh, you'll see that we have this really weird... Oh, for crying out loud. Sorry. Alright. That was my phone. I know, I should turn off my phone when I do recordings, but that's going to be our little secret.